Hi guys, good day for day two, back-to-back days. Obviously still in helmets. I thought we got a great opportunity to clean up on some of the finer details of what we put in yesterday. You had a little bit of new installation, but really with a lot of new faces, but also some new terminology. New alignments, different things that we're looking at both sides of the ball and installing. It's now about getting the finer aspects of it. Day one, it's about, hey, can you get the communication? Can you get aligned? Right? Obviously we're trying to continue to have a sense of urgency and all those things. And going back and watching the film, the communication was good, but we're off on some of the alignments, in certain aspects, and just wanted to see guys be able to take the coaching, be able to apply it, and be better today. And I thought that was definitely the case. I thought there was defensively, you felt to the burst to the ball. Obviously not a whole lot of contact and just being a helmet practice, but you felt the burst. You felt the guys taking better angles to the ball. I thought there were some explosive plays on both sides. Had a couple big plays down the field there offensively. But I felt good about the 2 days that we've had. Tomorrow will be an off day where we'll get a chance to really look at a lot of film, and be able to meet and go over it. And then, obviously excited about Saturday being the first padded day to start to continue to pour in and showcase some of the physicality that these guys have been working to develop, and you'd see them go put it on display. But all in all, good first 2 days. I liked the way the guys handled themselves, and you saw some of the specific points of emphasis where we had to show an improvement. I thought we were able to accomplish that, so it was a good day.
You mentioned installing new schemes, I guess, both sides of the ball, but for defensive specifically, like how have you gone about yourself learning some of the nuances to be able to teach it better at practice or make suggestions? Like how kind of work have you put in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of levels to it, and so it's something that for me, I'm looking big picture, make sure the fundamentals, techniques that the guys are that it's looking the way it's supposed to look. And obviously when you have two different sides of the ball, what we're doing special teams, I mean, there's going to be a lot of the finer details of it that our guys are going to continue to learn as they're going through. But as I'm back there in the defensive backfield, where I stand, it's where I always like to be, and making sure that you're seeing that the efficiency of our movement, the explosiveness. Are we using our hands? Are we making sure that we're taking the proper angles? Are we doing those things that we need to do to be able to put on display? Right now it's putting in a base, the base element of the foundation of what we're going to do, and then we'll continue to expand upon that. But I'm excited about what I see, and I'm really pleased with the multiplicity of things that our guys are understanding here, early in this process.
Chris?
Two defensive linemen, Darrell Jackson, you guys praised him for winter program. How has he been through 2 days? And then James Williams, just what stands out about him as you get to see him move around?
Yeah, I think both those guys, you feel their ownership, and and that's it's an important word, but it's also it's the actions that come with that is for what they want it to look like, what they know it needs to be. Those are two guys that you challenge in the room because they both do have experience, and I think they have high ceilings in what this next year can be. And it's about going out and every day and working to be the example for what we want this defensive line, what we want the defense, and then ultimately what we want this football team to look like. And it's pushing that consistency on a play in and play out basis. And I think those guys they embrace work, and now it's about as they go through the workout, as they go through the individual, as they go through play in and play out, it's the inspiration to others by the consistency of what they're willing to give. And I think they've done a really good job in that the first couple of days. Still trying to take advantage of any opportunity that I get to strain them, to continue to push for more. And what I've liked is those guys embrace that challenge, whether it's how they're transitioning from drill to drill, the encouragement, to others, the challenge to others, and I mean, they want to be great leaders. They want to be guys that make an impact on others, and so 2 practices then I've been pleased with what I've seen.
Ira?
A couple of the guys that spoke today before Pro Day, Maurice and Jeremiah, made comments about feeling like maybe last year they didn't do a good enough job of, pushing the attention to detail from younger players, not maybe taking some things for granted. Have you seen any of the guys who were here last year and went through that, like applying those lessons at all?
It's been a huge focus, throughout the winter program. There's no secrets of areas where we have to get better, and it's the details, fundamentals, how it looks, how it feels, all parts of it. And I think that guys, they've accepted the challenge, and now it's about putting it into action on a daily basis. And so I definitely do feel that there is an urgency for improvement in those areas, and it's the with the details, the techniques, the fundamentals, communication, whatever that might be. But then also we're going to have 11 hats, relentless to the ball. Are we upholding that as a football team, or is there going to be guys out there that are taking hold of that standard of what we want to show up, and you're willing to help lead this team, because coaches can say it. I've said over the years, I've always wanted to be a coach that inspires players, but you got to have it's got to be player-led team, and as you sit there and you see it, like the ones the greatest leaders are the ones that are willing to do all of the work, the techniques, the fundamentals, the grind, the push, and it prepares them for the moment of truth, because in those moments, that's where you have to go put it on display. That's where you got to go make the play. That's where you've got to, and so to be able to try to create that atmosphere in a practice, and to have that urgency and that intensity and all those things, that's where the focus is critical, and that's where upholding those finer details in those moments when you get tired. It's going to prepare you for what you're going to face when you get to Saturdays in the fall.
Corey?
Yeah, talking to Coach Knighton on Monday, he said that he thought Darrell Jackson has the potential to be the first defensive tackle taken in the draft, and that James Williams might be good enough if he keeps progressing, that he's only here for a year. I wonder if you like those expectations, if you like setting expectations on players like that do have really high ceilings, to have them go chase it and not kind of be shy about what they can accomplish.
When Darrell Jackson was going through the decision, he declared early, and he made the choice to come back. And I told him, you better not even think about coming back unless you plan on being a top 10 pick. But that's going to be the expectation. Now you got to go live it. You got to go do it. It all sounds good. I mean, we can sit there and talk about expectations. I've seen expectations where it's not, and then I've seen guys with no expectations that become. So you've got to make it happen. And but do I want guys to embrace high expectation? Yes. Show me in your work, because you can have all the expectations in the world what you want it to be, but if you're not willing to do what's necessary to make that happen, then it's just talk.
You mentioned on Monday that you were hoping with these new coordinators that you're able to have a more one-on-one individualistic approach with the players. I know it's only 2 days in, and you mentioned them with Deuce yesterday, but have you been able to have more of an impact on the players, do you think, maybe than last season?
Yes, I would say that having one conversation in a day is going to be only so much. Is what is the consistency of the follow-up? And so this has actually started back in January, and the times that I've obviously when I'm on the road is on the road recruiting, but I mean since I've been back, I've tried to be very intentional of being able to pour in, being able to present opportunities, challenge opportunities, spark thoughts for guys on different ways that they can push themselves, but also you help benefit this team when no coaches are around. Whenever it's not hey, I'm sitting there making somebody do it. It's got to be from them, and so I think that's been a big part of it. And then getting into a couple practices, yes, I've seen some great responses. I've seen guys that look better than what they have before, and some guys that have come in that I feel I use the word ownership with James, and I think that's you know, I don't know how things were done at other places. It doesn't really matter to me. I know how we want to do it, and for guys to come in and to be able to buy into that, you know, I like it. I like what I see when it comes to that, and so you know, I'm gonna continue to push to make sure that the standard is upheld and that we push to maximize it every day.
Brendan? For both James Brown and then Hakeem Williams.
Who?
I say James Brown, Jalen Brown, sorry. For the two.
What'd you say?
The Godfather.
So.
Oh my God, this is okay. 10 seconds?
You may let somebody
No,
else.
I got it. 3, 2, 1. We're good.
All right, you want to ask a question now? All right, what's the question?
Jalen Brown, Hakeem Williams entering year 3 for both of those guys. Imagine there's a sense of urgency for both of them. What have you seen, I guess, for their development in the off season so far to this point? What have you seen through 2 practices?
I mean, those are 2 guys that need to have a sense of urgency, and you know, they were 2 that you know, been challenged, you know, throughout this offseason, you know, and 2 guys that made the choice that, you know, they want to fight for it, and you know, I'm grateful for that, and I'm trying to push them on a play-to-play basis for them to continue to elevate to what I believe that they can be. You know, I've seen both of them in the first 2 days have made plays that get me excited, and now it's can we continue to build upon it, you know, for 13 more. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's going to be competition at every position. I can absolutely see in 2 days of practice, and so, you know, for guys that have been here, for guys that you know, have made investment, it's time to go get the job done and to put yourself in a position where you're going to be able to make you know, that play in and play out you know, impact for what we need.
Peter.
Coach, with Shaheem and Conrad out, what do you see from the young safeties that are embracing taking their role during their absence?
Yeah, you know, it's been good. You know, obviously, Earl Little. You know, I think about, you know, him and KJ were guys that, you know, KJ played a lot of football for us last year, and you know, seeing him work to take another step in his game. You know, I really like, you know, what he's done with his body. I like the way he's moving. Ashton Barker is a guy that, you know, I think has a you know, a high potential, and you know, he's done some good things, but now he's another one of those guys that you want to go see him take a big step. And you know, I think they've you know, definitely flashed here in these first few days. I think Earl, you know, you're seeing the confidence and position of what he's being asked to do, definitely flying around. You know, I'm excited about that, and you know, I think, you know, I tell you, a young player that's flashed. I mean, you know, obviously we'll get to see Saturday, but you know, Max Redmond's done some good things in the first couple of days that you see him move, and you know, definitely excited about you know, some of the you know, things he's put on display here, you know, in the first few.
All right, last one, Ira.
Kind of on the same topic about expectations. One of the things Coach Malzahn, I think, and several other people we've talked to have said the same thing, that the goal is to have the #1 offense in the country. Is that just the confidence he's always had since you've known him, or is that something he's trying to kind of speak into these players for confidence?
Well, I mean, the answer is, I guess, yes, because it's both the same. Remember, 2007 went to Tulsa, and I think we had maybe 2 or 3 returning players. You know, one was a really good quarterback, had a really good running back, and I think 1 offensive lineman that had started. And went in and said, we're going to be #1 offense in the country. And we had, you know, a lot of guys that you know, elevated, you know, themselves, and obviously the things that, you know, that he poured into it, the things that the players poured into it, you know, belief, confidence, work, you know, embracing the challenge of what it would need to be to you know, for that to be a reality. And for back-to-back years, we were able to get that done. And you know, if you had asked at the beginning of it, there had been no expectation of that ever being, you know, even potential. But you know, guys get to make a choice for what they believe they can do. And you know, I know the confidence that he has in, you know, what he's going to ask them to do, and I know the confidence in the ability of the guys that we have and the potential that they have. And so I'm excited to be able to see that continued push, the continued investment to go get the job done.